So while people join the live, I just wanted to provide a little bit of context. I just left home. I was home for the weekend. I arrived Thursday, June 13th, and I just left home today, which is June 18th. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so I picked up a load out of Fort Lauderdale. And it's been a little bit of a nightmare because I've basically been all over Florida, just between bobtailing and deadheading and picking up. And now heading towards my destination up in the Northeast. It's never, no, that's not the right terminology. I guess I always love going home. I know that getting out of Florida is a bit of a challenge, but just being home makes it worth it. So that's, I guess, the context of my current situation. Not the best luck getting out, but I'll take what I can get. So, and I mean, it doesn't matter if I go home for like 2 days or 2 weeks or whatever. It only takes like 10 minutes out of the city, on the road, on the truck, to just get pumped and hyped about being back out. I really love this job. So Arturo asked, still at Prime? Yes, still at Prime. What load did you get out of Florida? Okay, I would love for you to guess what load I got out of Florida. There's only like a handful of places that are like common. Prime is for sale for $3 billion. You interested? I'm not interested. I am concerned if that's true. Hey Nick, what's going on? Yeah, scored. I picked up from Tropicana, except that I had to bobtail to the Tropicana in Fort Pierce to pick up a trailer, an empty trailer, and then I had to deadhead to Bradenton. So I wasn't too thrilled about that, but I just wanted to get out, so I took that. Yeah, and the logo was ready, so I mean, non-stop until right now. I'm still in Florida. I have 3 hours left on my clock, but it's about to be 9 o'clock here. So if I were to run out my clock, I would be stuck somewhere in 95 in Georgia at around 11 o'clock at night. So I decided to just call it a day here at I Loves. So I live in Fort Lauderdale. So when I go home, usually I park at the 595 truck stop if I'm going home for a couple days. This time I went home for only 4 days, from Thursday last week to today. If I'm going to stay more than a week, I would leave the truck at a yard and fly to Florida. Usually the Atlanta or the McDonough yard, you can get a plane ticket for like 20 to 30 bucks and not have to pay for parking. Let's see. I don't pick up no one in the truck. Hey Jimmy, yeah, everything's going well. I had to pick up a load that wasn't the best load to get out of Florida, but still everything's pretty good. Had a great time with the family, and I'll be back home in a couple weeks, so just taking all that I can get to make as much money. CJ Johnson. Hey, CJ, no comment on that. Let's see. Team from Callao. Let's see. Yeah, but I mean, I just wanted to come here because or do this live because I kind of want to make a video talking about some stuff that's gonna happen in a couple weeks. And I'm probably not gonna be making the kind of videos that I make. So I'm kind of like testing out how the lives go, just to be able to stay consistent with updates without taking too much time, like editing videos. So, have I had any good food lately? Yes. So I was just home. What did I have? Oh, okay. So I actually went to this Italian restaurant for my grandma's birthday last Friday, in which they sell or they make that cheese wheel pizza. Basically, sorry, not cheese wheel pasta. So basically, they'll grab hot pasta, and they have like a wheel of cheese that they like shred the inside off, and they just pour the hot pasta in it. So they mix the cheese. Sorry, they mix the pasta with the cheese inside the cheese wheel, and then they pour it on your plate. And that one was pretty good. And also, of course, I have a pub sub that I had to pick up on my way out of Florida, because that is a must when you leave Florida. Let's see. I'm guessing you're a truck driver. Yes. I don't know what gave that away. Yeah, and I mean, I left my house at 9 o'clock this morning, so the truck's still kind of messy. I got a couple more supplies to start cooking more in the truck, but as you can see, like the bed sheets are not even on. All my clothes are still up there because I did laundry at home. And yes, I mean, when I'm done with the live, with talking to you guys, I'm just gonna set everything up. Oh, I forgot to, let's see. I forgot to go into off duty. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so Jimmy, I don't like talking about money because it really, I mean, there's a lot of factors when it comes to talking about money. For one, I could bring up what I make, but it's really based on how I run my truck. I am a lease driver. So, as a lease driver, you can argue that you have more freedoms. You can accept and decline loads as you choose, to a degree. And depending on the loads that you get, you can also run kind of as hard as you want, depending on how much money you want to make within what's available. So, for example, right now I picked up this load, in Tropicana in Bradenton, Florida. It's going to the Northeast, and it doesn't deliver until Friday. I can't check the exact date, but it's the exact time, but it's like Friday, anytime Friday. But because I'm trying to make the most money and I'm running hard, I'm going to get there as quickly as I can because I can deliver early, meaning that I'll probably deliver at some point Thursday around noon, hopefully, if I don't hit too much traffic. And that has an impact on how much you can make. And then there's also the expenses that come with each individual. And I don't mean like the personal expenses, but the business expenses. Depending on your health, you may have to get a sleep app machine, and that also has an impact on how much you can make. What I look at more than what I make is what my truck is making, the revenue that I bring to the truck. And what I would say my truck has been bringing is between 45 to 7,000 a week, depending on the week and depending on where I find myself at any given time. And that also has an impact on how much you make, where you are going. Right now I'm going to the Northeast, which is not the best place to go, but it's something that got me out of Florida. So this week may not be the best. Okay, let me get back to and I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Jeremy Griggs loves the Legos. Yeah, me too, man. Unfortunately, the Legos are not worthy of being built in the truck, or at least not the DeLorean that I bought. So I left that one at home. I am no longer in the hole. So I got out of the hole like the last week of May. I did go home this week, so I may be maybe $200-300 in the hole because the load that got me home is the only load that I'm going to be submitting this week. And it wasn't a great load. I was hoping that the load out could have been a short load that could bring my week up and not be in the hole, maybe make some money and not feel it. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. As long, I mean, I have money saved up. If I'm a little bit in the hole this week, but I'm already getting ahead with the load that I'm currently on, it really doesn't concern me. There's some people that need to have a paycheck or a settlement every week that is profitable. And some of those people may ask, for example, to get the load that they're currently on included on the settlement past the settlement date. In my case, it doesn't matter. I'll just see my money on the following week. How long have I been driving? So I'm coming up on 2.5 years. I got my CDL February 2022. Started TNT training March 2022. Finished TNT training July 2022. Got my lease truck the last week of July 2022, around July 27. And I've been on this truck, my lease truck, since. So I'm coming up on 2 years of this lease truck. Yeah. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Loss of Prime Boys record your dispatch. Arturo, what do you mean? Elaborate on that. I don't understand. Let's see. Okay, so Arturo asked, how are the loads paying? I could answer how are the loads paying, but it's really more of the average. Like, obviously, I'm getting out of Florida right now, and it's not the best load. I rather not get into how much this one pays because I don't want to get grilled. I'm doing what I need to just get out. But what I can tell you is that I did my average before I went home of how much the loads are paying. And I averaged from February of this year to mid-May, like May 16th of this year, 2024. And my loads were paying $2.02 per mile. That's the average. That's what I averaged in those months. And you know, it's crazy because if you watch my videos from back in February or March, I said that I was struggling. And what I mentioned in that video is that I was struggling not because the loads were, not because I was like struggling in the moment. I was struggling because I was trying to build up some savings for the home time that I took in April. So the loads weren't bad, they just weren't good enough for my personal goals. And that can be an influence on your perception. Let's see. Congratulations and good luck. Good luck out there. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Let's see. It's night in Florida. Yes, it is. Are you automatic or manual? So I got my CDL through Prime. I learned to drive on automatic, and I drive an automatic Freightliner. Would I like? Sorry. Okay. How do I phrase this? I would love to have learned on a manual so I would have more opportunities or options, but at the same time, I don't mind the fact that I drive an automatic truck. I love driving manual, but I feel that driving a manual truck will suck the joy, or would suck the joy of driving manual, meaning that every time that I go home and I get to enjoy my manual cars, it wouldn't be the same if I drove a manual truck. Like every time that I go home, like a couple days ago, I hop in my car and I just roll through the gears, and I don't think I would have that same level of enjoyment. Did I invest my money? I did, and I still do. There are some things that I have to take care of in the next couple weeks. Some personal stuff relating to health that I have to address that may require for me to maybe withdraw some funds. Let's just say that. I try to be as transparent as I can with like what's going on with my life for people to take into account if they are considering getting into trucking. So I'm trying to walk that line between how much I can say. I do also try to stay a little bit private when it comes to some stuff. What I will say is that OTR, the OTR career can have an impact on how you deal with health issues. Let's just say that. Am I buying stocks? Not at this time. I did buy some back, when was it? Like November of last year maybe, and I kind of let those be. I haven't really messed with that as much. I'm OTR. Oh, nice. Yeah, so what has happened is that I have some medical issues that I'd rather not disclose, but that I have to go to the doctor to, keep track of. And being an OTR driver and trying to keep a nice revenue or cash flow while living in Florida is kind of challenging. It's a little bit challenging because I do have to be home for a couple of checkups. And that means that I have to take a load going to Florida and then a load going out. I bought NVIDIA. I haven't bought NVIDIA. I have a little bit of a QQQ and I think JP Morgan Chase. I haven't really looked at NVIDIA, honestly. What advice can you give us coming right out of school with no experience? So, it really depends on your personal situation. Me being single and having finished a relationship before I got into trucking, I think that I was in the best spot to where I could take more risk and try out more stuff because I only have myself to deal with financially. Like I don't have kids, I don't have a wife or girlfriend. So that is a really important factor when it comes to what risk or what avenues you can follow. So I went straight into Lease after I finished my training, and some people don't advise for it because of maybe needing more training. Luckily for me, I had a great trainer that prepped me. Nobody ever learns everything or knows anything in trucking. You can get a curveball any day. But I think that I got a pretty good base to get started with Lease. So that's the path that I took. Ultimately, the goal has to be to either own your own truck if you want to be an owner-operator and be very fully independent, or go to Walmart. I would say. Uh, now, Mad Dog, where did you get your CDL, or where are you from as well? Because where you live can also mean that there's more options in your area for work. What's up, Mark? How are you? So, let's see. Nice, nice, Arturo. Yeah, so I had Tesla back in 2019, and I sold it right before COVID hit when it went up and it never went down. I haven't really kept track with Tesla since. I actually got a salt. Yeah, I really haven't looked at Tesla since. Let's just say that. I guess I was a little pissed about that. Yeah, and buying a truck through Prime is not a bad option, honestly. I've looked into getting a pedigree truck. I don't think I ever made a video about that, but um, back in September of last year, I considered getting a pedigree truck to see if I could cut my expenses, build up my revenue, try to pay it off. Um, but ended up not going that route because um, nobody at Prime was able to guarantee how long I was going to be able to run it before having to phase it out of the fleet because of how old the truck was. This was 2019 truck back in 2023. So I should have been able to run it for 3 years before uh, it reached like the 7-year mark. But nobody was able to like guarantee that that was going to be the case. So I just backed out. Um, Mad Dog, I pay my own way. I pay my own way through CDL school. Just graduated Monday. I'm on the East Coast. I also got my tanker endorsement when I picked up my CDL license. Did you get Mad Dog? Did you learn to drive on a manual, or do you have like the automatic restriction? I'm guessing because you paid your way, you probably learned on a manual, which gives you more options for sure. My options are kind of limited because I learned on an automatic. Ahmad Shane, that's your fault. Keep going on vacation and complain. Do I look like I'm complaining? Do I look miserable? Please someone tell me if I do, because I don't want to be misleading. I'm having a blast. Uh, and this is knowing that I gotta be back home in 5 weeks. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I guess I'll say it. In 5 weeks, I gotta take care of some medical stuff, and then I'm going to fly it to Utah to pick up the BMW that I bought back in April, so I can road trip away with my family and then road trip it home. So if it sounds like I'm complaining for going on vacation, I guess I'm gonna do some more complaining in August. Yeah. Arturo, when did you buy your truck at Prime? Was it like recently? If I can ask. Okay, so Ahmad asked, so would you recommend people to go company or lease? Um, it depends. I am a huge what's the word that I'm looking for? Um, Proponent, is that the word? Like, I like lease. Lease has provided a lot for me and freedom, but it really depends on people's goals and I guess um, and how comfortable people are with like managing their own finances um, and taking a little bit more risk. What I can say between company and lease is that um, if you're a company driver, at least at Prime, you're limited on how much you can make because you will always make the amount of cents per mile that they pay. I don't remember how much it is right now. I think it's like 50 something cents per mile. If you are a lease driver, um, the loads vary depending on where you are. So there is a potential to make more money, and the job is the same job. As a lease driver or as a company driver, you're going to the same shippers and receivers. You're doing the same driving on the same roads. Um, so that's what I can say between company and lease. Just that the job's the same, the potential is higher if you're a lease driver. Mad Dog. Yeah, so I got my CDL through Prime, so I did everything through an automatic. Well, I got my CDL in an automatic truck, so I have the restriction, and I really have only worked at Prime since I got my CDL. Um, and I mean, it really depends on your situation. Like, do you want to be home as much as you can? Do you want to go out on the road? Do you have a family? If you don't have a family, and by family I mean like kids or a wife. Like, if you have a girlfriend, maybe this is something you can explore OTR. Um, but it really comes down to what you want. Like, personally, I like OTR right now, but my end goal is to eventually settle down for something local because I used to be a mechanic. I like working on cars. Right now, my cars are neglected and some of them in storage, and I'm trying to set myself up so I can eventually take more time home or find something local so I can do more of what I love. That's what I'm doing right now. But it depends on your personal goals. Like, I mean, I'm sure that because you just got out of school, you may need some experience, but I've heard that some places hire out of school locally. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure. If not, you may have to take the OTR route and maybe get a year of experience. Let's see. Lease purchase trade 2019. Right. See, so Arturo, you were able to go lease purchase before they did the whole. They went away from lease purchase for a little bit. I started at Prime in 2022, and I think it was, so I started in July. I started my lease in July, and I think it was September or October that they came back with lease purchase. So, I have my sights on that. Let's just say that. But there's been other things that I've been prioritizing before lease purchase, like clearing my debt and trying to buy a house. So, but it's definitely in my radar. Let's see. Mad Dog, you seem happy for someone that does OTR. Right, so, well, I'm happy for multiple reasons. I think I've mentioned this before. I love every time that I go home, and don't think for a second that I don't miss my family. I absolutely do. But, you know, there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, and, the rewards, if I stick with it, at least in my eyes, are worth it. And, at the same time, it also makes it that much greater to go home and see my family. Like, if I were home every day, which I have been in the past, yeah, it's great. But I mean, at least if this happens to me, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I forget, but I don't value what I have when I'm at home as much when I used to be home. And when I come home to my family now, it's just the best. And of course, I get to spend like the entirety of my time at home with them, like every second. It's not like I gotta go do something. Like I can be with them 100%. And I mean, and it's a balance. I love it. I still have, and this job also allows for me to like travel, see the country. If I ever, being a lease driver, if I ever want to stop, I don't do that as often as I used to because I'm trying to, maximize my profits, especially right now. But if you watch my videos from last year, I would go to Colorado, like deliver on a Friday and take the weekend off, go see a couple concerts, or just, explore a city. And that's something that OTR can provide for someone that has that mindset, that it's not 100% grind, also enjoy the lifestyle. and I do. And again, and it's also because I have some goals of eventually settling down for something that is not OTR. Um, yeah, but I honestly could do this job until the day I die. I love being behind the wheel, listening to music, enjoying the scenery. Yeah. Let's see. I've heard a lot of negative things versus positive for OTR. So again, it comes down to the mindset. It's definitely not for everybody. There's a lot of people that have to juggle between family life and OTR. I know people that do that, and it's hard. I know people that make it work. It's really, I guess, a team effort when it comes to having a family. Like your wife or significant other, girlfriend, whatever, has to be on board, has to be supportive, because it is a sacrifice to go OTR for sure for a lot of people. Again, I enjoy it, but it is a sacrifice, and the significant other has to be on the same page of when it comes to the reason why you're doing it, the objective, the end goal, like the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. And if there is, if it's not a team effort, or there's no support from your partner or wife or significant other, again, I'm not married, so this is what I think, by the way. If there's no support, it's not going to work. And your family should be the most important thing. So if there's no support, you should probably look for something else to do. But at the same time, you also have to realize what is best for your family and do what you think is best for your family, I think. That may be a little bit contradicting. I'm just going on the fly. Maybe that's why I don't have a family. But anyway, I paid the truck in 2.5 years. Right. Okay. So that's the thing that I mentioned at some point. I was going to go lease purchase last year in May, June, roughly. I got backed into, and I had to drive to Springfield to get the truck fixed. And I took that as an opportunity to go to the yard and look at the trucks, decide between Peterbilt and Freightliner. And I was ready to pull the trigger, but they dropped the bombshell off the cameras back then at Prime. And that brought a lot of uncertainty. I didn't know what effect the cameras were going to have in my investment of the truck and if I was going to be able to keep it. So I decided to wait and see what the cameras were, what information they were going to provide about the cameras. Now, had I known back then what I know now, I probably would have ordered my truck then. But I didn't know, so I wasn't sure of what I wanted to do, so I just waited, and I repurposed that money. So, I'm working my way back into that, I guess. Let's see. Let's see. What about the fuel? How do you manage? Ahmed, what do you mean about the fuel? Tell me a little bit more about that question. Honestly, up in the air whether or not I want to go OTR or stay local, kind of leaning toward local and maybe dump truck driving, but also have my tanker, and I feel like I need to do something with it. Yeah, the thing, Mad Dog, is that for tanker, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% because I've only done Prime, but I'm pretty sure if you want to do tanker, you may need some experience. If you're thinking about maybe like fuel hauling, if it's like food grade, I'm not sure if you're gonna need experience, but I would guess that yes. And yeah, I mean, if you're leaning for local, I mean, then go for it. Like, you got to do what's best for you. What I will say though, and this is based on my situation as a OTR single person, that if you do commit to OTR, like a lot of people that I know, you can build a lot of savings. If you choose to go local, everybody's free to do that, and I mean everybody has their reasons, but from my point of view, you tend to spend more money while you are at home. So whether it is rent or fuel to drive your car around or going out on weekends, that's a personal choice. That's all. I mean, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that that if you want to maximize how much money you can make in a short period of time, there's people that I know out here that are committed. Like, I mean, they don't even have a storage unit for their stuff. They got rid of all their stuff and they're committed to living in the truck, and make as much money as they can. And then, I mean, maybe they stay at a family member's house if they take a vacation or something. In my case, I'm kind of in between. I decided to keep a lot of my stuff. Again, I used to be a mechanic before I did the trucking thing. So I have like a lot of tools, and I have a lot of car parts, and I have some cars that I probably shouldn't keep, but I am choosing to keep. And you can argue that if I get rid of those things and not pay for like a storage unit, I could make more money, right? And that is true. So if my mindset is that if I am happy right now and I am doing good with all those expenses, I can only imagine how much more money the people that really commit are able to save up and make. Let's see. Let me go through a bunch of these. I've been ranting for a little too long. Yes, I have family and kids, so it will be a little more difficult. Right, exactly. So, yeah, you probably, I mean, you want to do what's best for your family, but sometimes what's best for your family is for you to be there more than the money. That's something that you have to like talk about, I think, or figure out really. I have 0 kids, no girls, so I really have nothing to worry about. And right now I'm company. You think I should go lease? So, I think that if you have 0 kids, no girls, and nothing to worry about, you can take the risk. The worst thing that can happen is that it doesn't work out for you, or maybe you don't like the way it's structured, and you can always go back to company. It's a walk-away lease. But I've been very happy. I was able to clear my debt in 2023. 2024 has been a little bit of a rough year because of the market, and I've also taken some home time. So I mean, you can also look at that and make an assessment. But again, the potential is there, and I would say that it is a good time to go lease, because if you can adapt to the current market, once things pick up, you're going to make bank, honestly. Now, Arturo, do the lease purchase. I know. I'm getting there. Soon, hopefully. Own the business and then buy a house. Yeah, and you know what, Arturo, when it comes to that, the good thing about Prime's lease purchase is that it really doesn't mess with your credit. So it is an option. I've looked into like SFI, and like the truck, like going the Prime route is really, I think, the best. Well, for a new truck, it's like it's a good deal in my opinion from what I've researched. Okay, so Ahmed, what do you mean by manage fuel? Do you mean like looking at your fuel stops so you can, pay the least amount of money in fuel? Is that what you mean? Well said, I appreciate the info. Let's see. It's going to take a few years. Dang, Joshua, it's nice to see that you joined up. I have a little bit. I have more bills than just those three. I definitely have phone, gym. I have the storage unit, which is a big amount. I sent some money to my parents, and I just added one. Let me show you. If I can find this. Where did I leave it? So I just got this while I was home, which is the T-Mobile internet. So that's an extra bill, another $60. But I think it's worth it. Now, yeah, I mean, the goal for me in 2023 was to clear all my debt and to lower my bills as much as I could. So they would be under $2,000 a month. You know, that way, you know, a good week should cover my expenses, and then everything is savings. And that's kind of where I'm at. How do you choose a good OTR company if you do decide to go OTR? So YouTube is definitely a good place to look up which company works best for you. Obviously, I work for Prime, so you can argue that I am biased. But honestly, I mean, I guess you can watch my videos and make you. I don't try to swing anybody either way, because again, everybody's situation is different, and it really depends on your personal goals and your situation. Prime has been really good to me, and it's worked out so far. And I mean, I'll continue to stay at Prime and reap the benefits while it works out for me. If something were to change to where it no longer works, then I will have to consider what are my options and go from there. I did look into some regional work. Again, I'm in Florida, so I did look into a couple things last year, into a couple options between buying a used truck. I did try training, and how do I say this? What kind of I looked at the amount of time off that I took last year and the amount of money that I made, and I really can't make the amount of money that I made last year with the amount of time off that I took. Let's just say that. I took like 3 months off when I added up all the time that I was either at the terminal or home, or just, I mean, sitting somewhere exploring, you know, Colorado or whatever. So that's why I am a little bit biased towards Prime, but don't take my word. You can go on YouTube and get as much information as you can. There's other companies, of course. There's Schneider, there's Swift, there's what's the other one? The one that that's with Prime, that works with Prime, Wilson. But if you're gonna go Wilson, you might as well go to Prime. Now, Mad Dog, the other thing also is that because you have the manual, you can drive manual. That also allows you to look at smaller companies that may fit your needs. Now, let's see. Hey, and why are you wasting money on the standard lease instead of buying? I know, man. So, I guess I should say this once and for all. I am 100% against leasing something. I am 100% on board with the idea that if you can afford to buy something and you're not buying it, you are burning your money. If you're leasing, you're burning money. But well, and objectively that is true, but I have come around in the sense that each person has their own fears or subjective ideas or subjective thoughts, and you know, I can't well, how do I say that? You know, whatever. what am I trying to say? So each individual has their own situation, and that has an impact on whether or not you're willing to go lease purchase or not. It is, I mean, personally, I don't think that it is a big investment. It's $15,000. It is money, but I've been in debt for so much more in the past that, I mean, like, honestly, I can afford to take that risk. And I'm getting there. I'll get there eventually. Joshua said, just enough fuel to get from point A to point B. As an example, Brian sent me a message telling me to fill up in Virginia at 217 and 71 mile. I already had 150 gallons. Only a 400-mile load. Oh, why would you fuel then? Yeah. Drop before payday. Well, Joshua, to what you're saying, like, I mean, I also look at, you know, where I am at the moment. Like, for example, if I'm in Illinois, I'll probably fuel in Illinois. Like, if I'm going to, like, the Northeast, I'll get as much fuel as I can before I get into those states that have the higher fuel tax. You know, like, for example, when I went home this time, I didn't really need to fuel from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, but the Love's in Jasper, Florida, which is like right on the Florida-Georgia border, was like the cheapest of the whole state. So I was like, let me just fuel right now so I can make sure I can get out of Florida without having to fuel again. That type of thing. If I get an interview for OTR, what questions should I be asking, or what should I be looking for in the conversation, if that makes sense? Well, one thing that you can ask for sure is if they have cameras on the trucks, if that's something that's important to you. How does the home time work? It's something that's actually that would be the first thing I would ask in your case, because you have the family, so you want to know how often you'll be able to see your family. Also, some companies may allow for you to have people on your truck, meaning that maybe not all at once, but you can bring some of your family on the road with you. So that may be something that interests you. Of course, pay is something that's important, but I'm guessing that you are looking at the pay before you're even considering applying for a company. Benefits, of course. And yeah, if you're considering local, Mad Dog, what I would recommend is just do your time gaining experience, and as soon as you're able to, if there's an opportunity to join Walmart, that's probably going to be your best bet, because it's probably the place that pays the most right now as a company driver, meaning that you have good benefits and they pay really well and you're home every week. So that's what I would recommend. Now look at Lease this way. If you have any brick and mortar, you're going to pay a lease space that you don't own. You're essentially renting a truck lease. Yeah, exactly. I look at it the same way. You know, like, obviously, like, for example, right now I have a storage unit where I have some of my cars, and I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it's something that I need. But obviously you gotta know, like, I'm trying to work my way to where, like, I can, of course, buy something, so the money that I'm burning on a storage unit will go towards something that I can actually own. And it's the same mentality for me with the truck. What average cent per mile should I be negotiating for or be okay with to take a job? Well, it really depends. It's not, I mean, having just gone out of school, there's not much you can negotiate. You're kind of at the mercy of most companies because you gotta build up your experience. I know people, I think Prime is at 55 or 58 right now. I really don't remember. You can go to Prime's website and it says you can find out depending on um, which fleet, whether it's reefer, flatbed, or tanker, they have different pay. Um, Now, I know of people that I have a couple of friends that are working for small companies out of Chicago that pay between 59 and 69 cents a mile. So it really depends, and and experience also. Uh, it's a really big influence on that. Cost money to make money, yes, Joshua. And to that, like I've always thought that a lease was a good in between being a company driver and being a full lease operator. Um, and yeah, you gotta spend some money to make money. Like the cost of the lease truck is what allows for that potential. So let's see. On company, it's 50 for condo truck, and lightweight it's 55 cents. There we go. Yeah, that's another thing. If you can get a condo, get a condo. The lightweight truck is, I mean, well, if you're a company driver, it really makes no difference because you're not paying for the fuel. But if you get a lightweight truck, they load you more, so you spend like you use more fuel, and you have less space. So, be owner operator. So Arturo, I guess I'll ask you, how how are you? How is the market treating you like nowadays? If you don't mind me asking, how much I pay for leasing my truck? So, if I'm not mistaken, it was I mean, I don't remember if it was 1371 or 1271. I think it was 1371 when I first got started, and uh, and and if you when you lease with Prime every year, you get $100 off your weekly payment. So if I'm not mistaken, right now I'm at 1271 uh, for for my lease. You know, and of course that's because I got a brand new truck. I picked up this one with 26 miles. If you get a cheaper truck, then um, sorry, if you get a used truck, you can get a cheaper payment. Right, Arturo, that's what I hear. But I mean, I guess Arturo, you can confirm this. Like a lot of what I hear is that people got used to the rates like through and post COVID, and now they gotta adjust the lifestyle. So, even if you get a new truck, it's $100 off. Um, okay, so again, like when I got this truck with 20 miles, 24 miles, 1371, and then for every year that you complete, so every 52 weeks, you get $100 off your weekly payment. And of course, you're also building up. Sorry, the lease completion bonus. If you do complete your lease, there's some money that comes back to you. And if you're planning to go lease purchase, for every year that you have this truck, your lease truck, you get $1,000 off from the down payment towards lease purchase. Now, personally, I still think that it's not worth it to complete a 3-year lease for all those things, because long term you'll save money if you go lease purchase right away or as soon as you can. But it comes down to personal priorities and individual situations. Mad Dog, you're welcome. If you have any questions, my email is always in the description, so you can always message me, and I'm open to helping people out. So, How do I manage my fuel? I want to lease, but it's the fuel thing that I'm worrying about. So I gotta be honest. For the most part, prime fuel suggestions are good, but that doesn't excuse you from not doing your due diligence to look after yourself and your business. Basically, what I do, and it takes 5 minutes. Um, I mean, maybe being a company driver, you don't pay as much attention to the fuel prices or fuel areas because you don't pay for the fuel. But yeah, you just go on your GPS. In my case, I use Trucker Path so I can see the full route, and just check prices along the route to figure out where's best for you to stop and fuel. That's all. That's all it takes, really. You know, it comes with experience. Yeah. It even looks like it. Dang it. Yeah. Arturo, by the way, how much is the Cricket internet? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, I haven't really. Okay, so Joshua, I've seen the on Trucker Path where you see that some loves or some truck stops have like our deal when it comes to price. But I really haven't paid attention to that because if I'm not mistaken, the Trucker Path price is still like the price at the pump, not the price with the discount. How do you manage not spending too much money on food and showers OTR? So Mad Dog, if you're OTR, uh, well, for one, um, Love's, Pilot, TA, Petro, they all have fuel rewards programs. Uh, if, if you fuel a lot, you'll get points. Which will. Okay, so let me try to not be confusing. There's rewards programs for every single one of the major truck stops. Uh, Depending on either one of them, you gain points that you can then redeem as cash. They're points per gallon. So I think that at Pilot you can get up to 4 points per gallon. Loves, I can't remember right now, but um, that can allow you to save a little bit on food out on the road, and then you also get free showers at Love's Pilot if you're fueling with them. Personally, what I do is I will go to Walmart once a week, and based on what I eat, I average about $130 to 150 every 10 days or so. I get a bunch of ham and cheese, chicken breast, spinach. What else do I eat? Yogurt, cereal, but mainly ham and cheese sandwiches out of the deli, the Walmart deli. I get ice cream as well. Yeah. And that's the best way to go. Like, I mean, I mentioned this in my videos a lot. Like, I treat myself every once in a while to a good meal, maybe like a $50 meal. If I drive through Texas, I go to the Big Texas and get a big. I go to the Big Texan and get a steak. But for the most part, I'm committed to just eating in the truck and buying my food at Walmart. Let's see. I've got a box I built and I use Cricket for 20 unlimited. My box tricks the network to think it's an iPhone. Ah, that's nice. I got you. Yeah, so I mean, so I was on the fence when it comes to getting the T-Mobile internet because I do have mobile hotspot through AT&T from my iPhone, and I've been using it. I get like 30 gigabytes, I think. But I like watching movies. I don't play video games as much as I used to. I do have the PS5 in the back, but I mainly watch movies, and I tend to run out of my hotspot data before the end of the month. So, of course, I park at truck stops to try to use internet without having to use my internet. But I just caved and bought the AT&T, the T-Mobile internet. Let's see. So I can switch over to Lease right now from company. What's the process and how long will it take? I'm gonna do Lease. So Ahmed, you would have to probably speak to your fleet manager to ask to let them know, and they will get you through the process. It's really you got to go to the terminal and go through the I don't remember the name of the class, but there's a class where they basically explain how leasing works. And then you just gotta get on the wait list to pick a truck that you want. That's pretty much it, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I went through the process. Yeah, and like Joshua said, buy groceries. You get the Love Simon with Prime, which is what we have. And then, yeah, you can also get the Planet Fitness membership. That is true. I actually forgot. I haven't been to the gym since February because of the medical stuff that I have. But as soon as I get it taken care of on July, yeah, Planet Fitness 100%. And when you go to Planet Fitness, you no longer have to worry about parking at truck stops to get a shower. You can just park at a rest area or really park wherever and still be able to shower regularly. Let's see. Right. Okay, so Mad Dog, yes, OTR. I mean, I guess that it depends on the company that you work with and the equipment that's on the truck. Being at Prime, the trucks have APUs and inverters, so you don't have to run the engine, which makes it easier to have an air fryer, microwave, fridge. I'll show you real quick. It's a little messy, but I can show you. So I have my fridge, I have a microwave, my air fryer is down here, you can't see it. This is like a $30 air fryer that I bought at Walmart. I just bought another stovetop so I can start making fried eggs again. And I used to have a smaller fridge to where I was able to put my stovetop or my electric stove on top, but with this big fridge there's no room, so I bought this table for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks at Walmart as well. So whenever I want to make fried eggs, I'll just set it here between the seats and I can, cook inside the truck. Yeah. Let's see. You like the T-Mobile? It's nice. Yes. Thank you. Let's see. You kind of look like Ben Stiller from Dodgeball. That's a new one. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm just letting the facial hair do its thing right now. I'm just experimenting. That's another great thing about OTR. You don't have to worry about how do I say this? I mean, you want to look presentable, but I mean, being at home, there's always people commenting on looks, so you can experiment a little bit more. Let's just say that with facial hair, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, so Mad Dog, actually, people have said that I look like Luigi as well, but I haven't watched Dodgeball in a while. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Let's see. I didn't know Prime Reefers haul NFL things to the field. Oh yeah. Let's see. Cricket. Okay, so Arturo, like, the thing is that at Prime you can only get up to like 1,800. I have seen a couple on Amazon for like 200 bucks that are 3,000. I just don't want the liability in case the truck catches on fire when it comes to the inverter. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you probably can't see it, Mad Dog. Let me show you real quick. I'm gonna grab my flashlight because the light doesn't do it justice. But, well, so I also have my guitar hanging from the top bunk. I have a top bunk, but I took the mattress out so I can use it as a shelf. Right now it's a little messy because I left my house this morning. I have to fold all my clothes that I washed. But I have my TV, I have my Nintendo 64, keeping it old school, and I also have the PS5 down there. And you know, like, I have my, like, there's shelves on top for like the game, the cartridges. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean it's pretty nice, and I have also like dumbbells, adjustable dumbbells, and there's a lot of storage under the bunk as well. I don't have enough hands to open it and show you, but there's plenty of storage on both sides. Let's let's see. Let's see. Mm. 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 No, man, like, I mean, like, I don't take it as a disrespect. I love watching movies, and when they tell me that I look like someone from a movie, I'm like, I gotta go. I mean, if it's someone that I recognize, like the one that you're mentioning, it cracks me up. If it's someone that I don't, I gotta look up, go back and look. And it's also ideas for Halloween costumes, so I don't mind. Like, I actually love it when people say that people try to like tell me that I look like characters just to like mess with me. I just love it. So let's see. My 1800 is trash. Throws coats every time I turn on the microwave. It's only 900 watts. You know what? Like, I really haven't had an issue with my inverter. I don't remember if it's a 1800 or a 1500. Let me check real quick. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a 2000. Dang it. Yeah, that's probably why. I should probably take this one out. Take it with me. Let's see. Crazy. Yeah, Mad Dog. Once, you know, this is when I was training, right? When I was back in training, I had long hair, and I also had like the goatee a little bit. Someone commented that me and my trainer looked like the ballet. Well, how do I say this? If you've watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, there's the scene with the two ballet attendants. So someone commented that me and my trainer looked like the two ballet attendants from Ferris Bueller. That cracked me up. Let's see. What's up, Running OTR? How are you? Right, Mad Dog. That's true. Like, I mean, it's a small space, but you can make it work, and it's nice, right? Again, but it really comes down to you know, dealing with like the family stuff and making sure that everybody's on the same page. So there's no regrets. Let's just say. You know what, Joshua? I think that they might have. How do I say this? Um, I wonder if they're having issues with the APUs to where they are not putting more capable inverters on the trucks, because yeah, this one is a 2000 watt, And I went to the Success Leasing website to go through the options in case I want to order a truck. And if you want to get a better inverter, they don't offer anything over 1800. So I wonder why that is. I don't know. But this is a 2000, so yeah. Man. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, so I'm going to go back there and start cleaning, and I'm going to try to sleep so I can get running tomorrow. Let's see. I don't know if anyone has, like, if you guys have any questions for me just before I let you guys go for tonight. Thank you, Joshua. Drive safe, man. Running OTR, no, I'm still in Florida. I'm like 100 miles away from the border, and I'm calling it because I don't want to be stuck in the middle of 95 with nowhere to park. Yes, I'm on my 10-hour reset right now. I started it when I started live. So I got like a little under 9 hours to clean and sleep. Not too shabby. But yeah, guys, and I mean, I'm probably going to be doing more lives now because I'm going to try to stay consistent on updates without doing blog style videos. But if anybody has any questions for me, I put my email on the description of every video. So I'm always available if anybody has any questions. Neither. I'm in the middle of nowhere because I had to running OTR. So I bobtailed to Fort Pierce, then that headed to Bradenton, and now I'm somewhere north of Ocala. Going back to 95. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you're welcome, Mad Dog. Like, I mean, I love sharing, honestly. I do it a lot for myself because it's kind of like it's kind of a journal. But if anybody can gain any value or information from what I'm sharing, it makes it even better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you for joining and for commenting. I'm going to enjoy my pups up, and I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.